Hey everybody, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. Okay. I'm seeing Temperance and I'm also seeing the Ace of Wands here. Temperance, Ace of Wands. Something may be taking a minute. Could be waiting on something. Feels like the waiting room. You're not going to be waiting much longer. Seems like you've waited long enough to get answers about something. What's going on? It looks like you've really been patient. You may feel like there's a lot of potential or there's a lot of opportunity. Something's taking a while to like get off the ground or a while to grow, or you've been like waiting for the right opportunity. To start off with Temperance, it shows that you've like been here for a minute. So you may be at a spot where you're like, I'm waiting for this very specific thing or for this very specific opportunity, or I'm very patiently like waiting to get an answer about this or information about this. This is going to be information that you want and you're going to be happy to have it. Like this is news coming through, news that you want to be hearing. It's about something you want. It's about an opportunity. I think too that during this like interim period or during this time of waiting, you may really be working with this part of yourself that sort of like gets on edge during periods like this, like where maybe things aren't happening quickly, or it's not happening right away, or not happening exactly in the timing that you want it to be happening. I'm seeing you sort of like working with this part of yourself that is learning to be patient or learning to wait or learning to like trust the timing, like these sorts of things. But there could have been a part of you that was like having your doubts about things. Like this could have been bringing up insecurity for you. I'm just feeling guarded in some way. There's an opportunity for you to get involved with something, for some of you with someone. I'm seeing this be something that you want here. We have 9 of Cups and 2 of Cups. 9 of Cups and 2 of Cups is like my wish fulfillment is for this thing to come together. I'm looking at the Lovers, so this probably has to do with another person. That doesn't have to be the only thing. It can be like something that you're doing that you care about that is coming together. Like the Lovers can just be something that you like doing. It can be an activity. It can be a partnership. It can be a relationship. It's just something that you care about. For some of you, there's something about committing to this. Potentially, or you could be like signing a contract, or there could be something going on here that would be binding in some way. You could have been waiting on this. I feel like everything is sort of showing up at one time, but you could have really been tapping your foot, waiting for this to be happening. But I'm seeing it's like a whole conversation is going to be happening, or there's like a lot that's going to be clarified about like where you stand and maybe where this person stands and what's going on here and what this all means. and what's overlapping. And I think the part of you that has sort of felt like you've been put on hold while all of this has been coming together may have been struggling a bit with this. I think this could have brought up like fears or anxieties for you, or you could have been like feeling worried about this or something like that. Why is that? What's going on? Maybe you felt vulnerable because you let yourself want something. It feels like that's mainly the point here. And because it wasn't like happening immediately, there could have been a part of you that was like, great, you know, but it could have been, I think it was like a not obvious way that this showed up for you, that part of yourself that's still feeling like protective. Yeah. Just this rigid part. The part of you that feels like maybe not aligned with the flow of things currently within this situation. Because you could have been like, this should be happening in this time frame, or like they should have reached out to me by now, or this should have been discussed already, or like we should have talked about this, you know, like those types of things. But I'm seeing like you've been waiting. The opportunity is about to be brought to your doorstep. There's going to be information that comes with it. It's information you're going to be really happy to hear. I'm seeing this be like about this opportunity, about sort of this like door that's opening, that it seems like you've been waiting for this. This door is opening. It's going to be very, very clear when this comes through. There are going to be no questions about it. And what's coming through is like something that you want very, very deeply. And I think the part of you that's been having to wait for this has been feeling like maybe becoming more and more hardened. You know, it's like, did I get my hopes up for nothing? But I don't think that you're expressing it in that way. I think that the way that you're expressing this is maybe feeling like, should I push this away? That part of you that wants to maybe isolate, that part of you that maybe wants to shut down or like close down, that part of you that finds safety in being like rigid with certain things. It's like that part of you that feels like it's been electrified through this, you know, like brought up, like that's what's sort of permeating the process. So I'm seeing you're sort of doing this little dance with yourself here, where it's like the part of yourself that's reminding yourself like to be patient, to align with the universal timing of things. And then there's this other part of you that feels sort of like an impatient, you could feel like this is like a childlike aspect of your energy, but one that can definitely do some damage if it's steering the ship. Because this could have been a part of you that was like, I don't want to wait any longer, I'll call it off anyway. And it's like it was about to come right through the door and you're about to do this, you know, like that type of thing. So you're over here working with yourself, the part of yourself that feels very vulnerable and uncomfortable being vulnerable by being open right now. So that part of you that's like, my heart's out in the open, this is something that I'm connecting with, and all of that. It's like all of it is actually going to happen the way that you want it to if you can just keep yourself open in this position, but I'm seeing it feel like a struggle for right now. Because you may feel like you're carrying a bit of a chip on your shoulder, and there's this part of you that's like, it's like the lockdown is starting to happen regarding your heart, and it's like it's getting further, like the doors are closing down and closing down and closing down, and there's this other part of you that's like trying to keep it open. It's like every time you start shutting it down, the part of you that's opening it back up, and it's like closing and opening, closing and opening. What I'm seeing though is that this opportunity, it's connected with the Hierophant, so I think that it's something that's going to help you expand as far as you really putting your like trust into something, you putting your faith into something, you having something that feels like worth it to keep carrying on, you know, like something that really matters to you, or something that you're going to tend to or commit to, or something that you're going to be like present for, present to. It feels like there's a little bit of a stamp on something. You can feel too like there is there's like a spiritual expansion. Like this is an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to learn. For some of you, there's counsel or counseling that you're seeking. What else? What else? I'm seeing it have to do with an opportunity that's connected with you and another person. It's an opportunity for growth that's connected with like a relationship between you and another person or you and another thing. For most of you, this is going to be between like you and another person. This would be something that you wanted. I think really the only thing that could right now that I'm seeing that could be a bit of a barrier is if that part of you that wants to shut down like actually does shut down in the heart space. If you can keep yourself open, this is really going to work out in your benefit. Well, I mean, not that it's not going to benefit you either way, but I think you're going to, if you can sort of work with yourself enough to keep yourself open and keep your heart open, you're going to be very pleased by the outcome of this. I'm also seeing too that you could have had your doubts about something, but I'm seeing there's a very necessary evolving that's taking place too, so that things aren't going to repeat in a way that you wouldn't want them to. Things needed to change in order for things to be stable. It was necessary. You could have felt like if this transition didn't happen or this change didn't happen or that thing didn't come to an end to allow for like growth and a continuation of things, right? Because the death card, it's like things can stop, like a full stop can happen, but it's only because like healing and growth and reparation was needed. It's like all of that stuff that's connected with like cutting through and cleaning it out and then sealing it back up and then giving it time to heal, you know, so things can keep growing. It's sort of like cutting out whatever needed to be cut out. And I think that's part of what you're still working with, like not turning cold through a difficult process where you may feel like things were stripped from you in a way. So working with that part of yourself that's like, it's cold out here. You know, like feeling metaphorically naked. Within your vulnerability. But as I said before, with the Death card and the Ten of Pentacles, it's like this evolution, this surrendering, this change, this letting things conclude in order for it to be like buried and something else to grow like from the ashes of that. It was necessary in order for this to stabilize for you. I'm hearing the word chart, C-H-A-R-T. And that's worth holding on to. So that's what's going to be happening. That's what this is about. So things have changed. Things are different now. So this is like, we're starting a brand new cycle here that's not the same as anything that was happening before. It was very necessary because things could not be built the way that they were going before. This was necessary. This evolution was necessary for stability, for foundation, and for there to be fertile ground to build this. And then Four of Pentacles is like, I want it to be like that. I want it to feel secure like that. Like, I want things to be in that way, and I'm not going to let go of it then. This has to do with a relationship I'm seeing, a partnership. When things are like this, you don't want to let go of it. That's why this energy is here. So it's like, maybe before the way that things were, you could have wanted to hold on to it and it would burn to hold on to it like that. Now this is like giving you an opportunity to actually be able to hold on to something because it's solid for you. because there's a foundation, because it's stable. Like there is a sense of security here within this. Of like, I want to hold on to things tight and keep them this way. I'm seeing Ace of Swords, so it feels like you're clear on that. Can we get one more? The change was necessary in order for this to turn into a wish fulfillment type of situation for you, which before, maybe it felt like a nightmare type of situation to you, or maybe it just felt like something was off or something wasn't right, or like it wasn't going to fit the way that it was before. That's why the Death card was necessary. So you have like shifted now, and that's what allows this to work. It looks too like for some of you, this is a commitment that you're going to be having with somebody. This is a partnership. For some of you, this is a marriage. It's something serious where this is going to be taken seriously. But before, maybe somebody wasn't taking something seriously. Like with the Hierophant, it feels like something has expanded for someone where maybe they've like gotten in touch with their values now. Maybe there's a different way that they connect with like their morality or their beliefs, or like what commitments mean to them, like those types of things. Like someone's word and how they feel about that and how they follow through and how their behavior reflects that. Those types of things. It's like before, maybe you had like clashing belief systems or something like that, or something was not connected, something was disconnected that now it's connected. But the really difficult changing part of things needed to happen in order for this to be necessary. I'm seeing you also really taking your time feeling your way through this, feeling your way through this process, feeling your way through this dynamic. Understanding like what this means now, like the structure of it and how it works. This can be like a promise that you're making to another person or that you're making to each other, something like that. But I'm seeing very much that like it's being shown again and again with the Death card here. This is a very different situation than whatever may have been happening before. Because whatever was happening before, something like couldn't work out, and now I'm seeing that the changes that have happened are allowing something to actually be able to play out now in a way that you may have seen it wasn't able to before. Something is structured, something is solid. There's a sense of like even a more formal commitment here. There's a really big opportunity for growth. I'm seeing this did not happen immediately. This would have taken some time to happen in order for this opportunity to sort of show up. But now I'm seeing it be very clear where someone's like, this is what it is. I want this. And there can be a part of you that's looking at that like, am I going to allow myself to want that too? To allow myself to be vulnerable? And I think maybe there's like a little bit of a different way that you're looking at this than maybe you had been looking at it before. And I also think that you're working with yourself through this process too, in order to like allow your heart to evolve and grow through this challenging situation. I'm seeing things are going to be clarified too, where it looks like someone does not have any intention of letting this go. Like to have the Lovers and to have the Four of Pentacles, it's like I'll do anything but let this go, like that type of thing. So you're also going to get, if you're the one that's waiting, the information that's coming through to you is this person being like, I have no plans of letting this relationship go. This is something that really holds meaning for me. It's something that really matters to me, and I'm holding on to it very tight, and I want to keep it like that. I want to keep it just like that. So to keep things together, to keep things stable, to keep things as they are in that way, to like stay as a unit, to be working together. And I'm seeing this is also reflective of what both of you guys want too. Like Nine of Cups, somebody speaking to you about what they want, you could have felt like it took them a long time to communicate this with you. But I'm seeing them be very, very clear. But I get this again, that you may have been feeling dubious about this. Like, I've been over here waiting, you know? Or like, now that if I really let myself want this, like, what if something happens then? You know, like that type of thing where it's like, those are the whispers of a closed heart chakra. So you're sort of like working with yourself as you're going through this process to like keep that open and to keep it like circulating and moving. Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, wish fulfillment, partnership, things coming together. Queen of Cups, things being like emotionally cohesive. And this is also, there are feelings involved. This is somebody that you care about. This is somebody that cares about you. There's a big element of like nurturing energy within this. I'm looking at Gemini, Taurus, and Scorpio, and Sagittarius as well. You can also be working with that part of yourself that like feels things and emotes and expresses yourself and feels things very, very deeply, whether or not you let that on. Like whether or not you expose that completely. It does definitely feel too like somebody may have wanted something else before, or like their ability to connect with themselves, like it lacked an element of depth that now it has because of the like difficult stuff that like one or both of y'all have gone through. Because I'm seeing before, like something may have not felt so mutual, or like it wasn't working out or something like that. But now what's changed is that you guys have compatible like belief systems, like that type of thing. Where it's like, oh, commitment means this to me and commitment means this to me, and those things are now compatible with one another. And now it's like, oh, we both want this, like that type of thing. That's what's happening. And I'm seeing this be very, very clear. To have Ace of Swords, it's like, this all makes sense. It's out in the open. It's clear what's going on. There's no confusion here. This is something that's like, it's good, it's stable, it's wanted. We both want the same thing. The changes were necessary. I'm still working with myself to keep myself open as I'm going through this. So it's like there's still stuff that's being worked on, but it feels like we know what we're working on. So that part is not up in the air anymore. And that's where we're going to leave things. I want to thank everyone. I'm seeing this be a really huge, huge win. A very huge win. I want to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.